Instead, they should be protecting Kenyans. So if they are idle, they don't have work to do, let them be deployed in Marakwet, where the bandits are terrorizing and killing Kenyans each and every day. They cannot go and start harassing and intimidating innocent Kenyans who are going about their daily lives in Karen when we know places where police are needed. So that person who is telling you, Leon Kitur, that police are doing their work, the work of police is to protect citizens, not to intimidate the citizens. Pengine huyo askari mwenye unasema ni mwingine sio wa Kenya. Tuned in from Roysambu, Brian Tosha. Umetosha kabisa, naona watu wa Roysambu wamewakilishwa sawa sawa. Lydon Johnson Abeka, karibu sana ukitoka Kisii. Sasa wewe ukiwa hapo Kisii, nataka nikupatie amri ya kuweza kutoa hawa kina Ruto macho. Anza kuwatoa macho. Nyinyi wa Kisii, kwani hii uchawi iliisha? Mroge huyu Ruto na aweze kutoka hapo kabla hapo. Mjaribu haraka haraka, huyu jamaa anaenda kubesi nchi na tufai kumpatia nafasi kutoka hapo kabla hafai kupewa. Isaac Juma, karibu sana, naona uko ndani kabisa ukiwa karibu na Kirui Nixon. It's not breaking news anymore. This was expected. Yes, it was expected. When we have rogue individuals at the helm of the country's leadership, we don't expect much from them, but drama, intimidation, and those ones who are going against the rights of the citizens of Kenya, we are not going to allow them do that. Karibu sana Caleb Nzomo, Wise Chole, Kennedy Murage, Junior Omumulika Vincent, nimekuona. Henry the Priest, nilishakuona kitambo. Pia naona Waititu, this is serious, and we as Kenyans need to get out and tell Ruto it is time for him to leave. We are going to kick him out there. I can see ameanza kutuchokoza sisi kama Wakenya, na hatutamruhusu, hatutampa nafasi hata dakika moja. Manake kile anafanya ni kutuguzaguza kwa macho, na akianza kutuguza kwa macho anataka tuwe vipofu. Hatutakubali kuwa vipofu tena. Kile kitatendeka ni sisi kama Wakenya tutajitokeza na tumwambie enough is enough. We will no longer entertain him. So Kenyans, mimi kile naweza kuambia ni kuwa tujitokeze kwa wingi na tuambie hii serikali inayogandamiza Wakenya waache upuzi na waache ujinga. Wakati umefika wa kusimama na kupigania nchi yetu, so that we can reclaim our country from the hands of the frauds. These people were elected by minority. Kenya is a democratic country. We are not an oligarchy whereby minority rule the majority. So the majority now have to rise up on the occasion. They have to show that we are majority. We have to speak up. We will not wait for those people you call the MPs. Those are also part of minority who, after giving their money, they now want to get ways of recovering their money. That is why you see them being paraded in the State House like goats that are being paraded for sale. And they keep on telling you that they went for development. Which store do we have in the State House called development store? If that store is in State House, why can't they remove that store from State House? So we are not going to entertain mediocrity. As the majority of Kenyans, we have to stand up and fight for what rightfully belongs to us. So karibuni tuzungumze, tuone jinsi tunaweza komboa hili nchi tukufu letu la Kenya. Hatuwezi kubali nchi yetu ianguke. Manake watoto wetu watakuja kutuuliza, wakati Ruto alikuwa anabomoa Kenya, nyinyi mlikuwa mnaangalia nini? Hatutakubali kabisa. Karibu sana Asili TV. Friendo Godwin kutoka Ruiru, karibu sana. NLF Daily, Junior Umilika, nilisha kuona tuko pale na James Nyamwaya Otieno. Ken Daniels, Awino Rapemo, Vincent Cheriot, Owen, David, Peter Diruri. Are you Peter Diruri? Victor Kenya na wote wanaotutazama, nasema karibuni sana na muweze kukaribisha wengine ili tuweze kuzungumza maneno yanayoenda kubadilisha nchi yetu ya Kenya. Asanteni sana kwa wale wamejiunga kwenye studio. Roda, karibu sana. Roda, habari ya leo?
Asante sana. I'm just feel burning, you know. I even have read many things. Oh my God, Ruto. You are too much, Ruto. Why do you want to intimidate our country? I feel very sad. What Matiangi have done, our Matiangi, he was interior former. Our interior former interior minister of security. Instead of you protect him, you are sending police officer to arrest him. That is intimidation. We will not accept Ruto use that intimidation. We will not allow. As long we will not allow. Our country is ruled by the multiple party. The rule by the law is, and you cannot say what Matiangi have done. We will not accept to try to intimidate. You are coming too much, Ruto. Too much. We will not try to use blackmail and intimidation. We will not allow use intimidation and blackmail in our country. Our country is not like those countries like Iran where they used to be killed, because our country is a democracy. We have a multiple party. People, freedom expression. People, they have right to support any party they want. I wonder that's why the party they are coming to State House and they're telling which kind of development you are like. I wonder that's why to be, because you are buying. I don't know, you are using blackmail or intimidation. You are coming too much. It's too much. Kenya, we must raise our. This guy is coming too much. Huyu jamani mali nini? Tumwambia anafanya tabia mbaya, si tabia poa. Matiangi ni Mkenya kama wewe. He need to be respected. You need to protect him. Matiangi need to have a security 24 hours. His door resident. Not to kwani afu unajifanya wewe ni Mkristo. Ni Mkristo mgani? Why do you? My God is love. Mungu wangu hawezi kwambia wewe rest watu. Sijui ni Mungu mgani naomba. Sijui kama uko na your own God there in State House. Acha ujinga. Yo, huu ni ujinga sana. I get anger with you. Me, I'm always I fight for the human right. Me nasimama na human. That's what I fight. I fight for the human right. The whole world. Even now, even this country I live, I fight for the human. I will never let anybody be treated as hell. No. And afu naenda kanisa afu nadanganyana na Mungu. I'm born again Christian. I know things you cannot do and you cannot do. Otherwise, you go to hell and you burn 24 hours. You want to go to hell? If you want to go to hell, do stupid things. You must be right in the darkness. Be right in the darkness. You need to be, for example, don't use intimidation and blackmail. That is not our God. Our God is not blackmail or intimidation. I get sad. That man have been working our country are very good. He worked up 24 hours to protect our country with the terrorists, everything. Kenya was #1 in Africa, how we have been protected, how we have a very good security. Nani unaenda mshika hata una adabu na unasema unatoa Bible kufanya. Alafu wao nyinyi makanisa mnaenda huko State House mkiwazio unapasa huyo wa ACK, you are liar, you are not a really Christian. If you're a Christian, you could not tell Ruto to intimidate. You need to tell him to be kind. We need to be kind to each other and love one another. My Bible says, love one another. Be kind to each other. Love your neighbor as love yourself. Unafanya hizo tabia. No, we will not allow our country to go to hell, to intimidate. No way. If you do like that, wewe, nimekuangalia 18. Thank you. Nimekasirika leo. I'll never be angry like today. Nimesikia, I feel bitterness and anger. I mean, nikisikia bitterness, nasikia everything. I mean, where? I think leo had disappeared. You can take over and Wangira.
Thank you, Roda. Bwana Wangira, karibu sana.
Oh, thank you very much, Leo. You know, I'll be very, very brief, Leo. Can you hear me?
I can comfortably hear you.
Okay, I'll be very, very brief, Leo. I know that, Matiangi, perhaps during his tenure at the Ministry of Interior, Leo, perhaps he could have been high-handed. And when I say high-handed, I've been in the opposition in this country for now my entire lifetime, and I know that he could perhaps have been high-handed. But that one aside, Leo, I'll always defend Matiangi's right because I am a Democrat and I am a human rights advocate, Leo. So, it's very, very unfortunate that, in 21st century, Leo, we're still, using the very, very old tactics, the police drama tactics where, you have 100 or you have perhaps 20 policemen or 30 policemen coming to surround your house. Then perhaps they want to arrest you in a drama manner. Then at the end of the day, when things end up in court, you don't seem to see that drama. So to me, that's why I'm saying that, I'll defend Matiangi's right. And, I defend Matiangi's right in accordance to Article 49 of the Kenyan Constitution. And that article is very, very clear that I hope that the people who came to arrest him are policemen within the definition of the National Police Service Act. So if they are policemen, I hope that they are going to promptly inform him in the language that he understands the reasons for wanting to arrest him. That is the first thing that I hope that police will do, because I'm talking about the due process. Then I hope that they will give him his constitutional right of choosing to remain silent and the consequences of not remaining silent. I hope they will do that. Then I hope that they will allow him to communicate with his advocates or any other person that may be of any assistance to him. And I hope that they will not compel him to any confession. And if there is need for a search in his house, then I hope that they will go to a magistrate court and they will obtain what we call a search warrant, so that in case they want to carry out a search in his house, then that search will be in accordance with the law. That is what the law says. Very, very clear. Nobody is above the law, not the police, not me, not everybody. And that's why I'm saying that, we have a due process under the Bill of Rights, Article 49, on how an arrest must take place. And again, I wonder why, a person of Matiangi's stature, he has been in this country. Last week we saw him at Magoha's funeral, at Magoha's home, when they paid homage there, with President Uhuru Kenyatta. So, it's not what we could call in English a flight risk. A flight risk, is a person that you fear that, you run away. So a person who is not a flight risk, Leo, in a civilized democracy, in a civilized world, unless, he's a hardened criminal, a person that, you have to use real force, to arrest him. But in a civilized society, a person of Matiangi's stature, is very, very easy. You just give him a summon, you summon him, and, you direct him to whichever police station you want him to appear, and he'll appear. But if you're interested in drama, then, you'll end up doing what we are seeing tonight, where we are now hearing that, the police have surrounded his home and they want to arrest him. Why wait for the night, we are a civilized society. You don't come for such a person at night. Tell him to come in the morning, and I believe he'll present himself. And if he must be taken to court, Leo, then process him for court, then take him to court within the 24 hours that the law stipulates. Issues are just very easy, but unfortunately, in this country, we like making things very difficult. We like drama, we like drama, and what we are seeing is drama now. We like drama that, we have come at night, we have surrounded your home, we have arrested you in a particular manner, we have seen speeding cars, we don't know where perhaps they're speeding to. That's the type of drama we like, the drama that we always associate with our men and women in the police uniform. I think we should, become much civilized, especially for a person that you can summon, just summon. If a person if a person is involved in issues that perhaps you cannot summon him, what we call the hardcore criminals, the people that you need to apply force to arrest, then that one is acceptable. But I don't tend to think that I don't think that Matiangi is a hardcore criminal. He's not a hardcore criminal. He's a guy who is just supposed to be summoned, and he'll appear wherever he's supposed to be appearing. And again, we don't need to end up with what I call vengeance. I hope it's not vengeance. I hope that nobody is revenging against Matiangi, because I remember they accused Uhuru Kenyatta's government of many, many things, including revenge, including political victimization, targeting particular people. I hope we are not going back to the same vicious circle. I hope what they are doing is within the proper definition of the Constitution and the law. That's perhaps what I'll say. Finally, we have been told today by our CS for Treasury, the chief of the Chancellor of Exchequer, that our country is broke. And if we are told that the country is broke, if the country is broke, Leo, and the ordinary mwananchi is also broke, Leo, who will help the other? Because we are now in a scenario where perhaps the country is broke, and majority of Kenyans are broke. They cannot even afford to take their kids to school. So we'll help each other, because we need one to help the other, either the government to help the mwananchi or the mwananchi to help the government. Now, who will help each other? It's such, a very difficult scenario. I don't know. Let us wait until the end of the year and see the way the things will turn out. Meanwhile, for Matiangi, let us wait for tomorrow and see how the news will have developed. Let me just leave it at that. Let me just leave it at that and allow somebody else to come in. Thank you.
Thank you, Bwana Rangera. Evangelist Ward Omoya, you can be live. Just use the link that I've shared there. Then you'll find yourself in studio. And once you are in studio, you'll be able to deliver the message. I hope it is a message of salvation that is going to change the minds of these people who've deceived Kenyans that they are holier than thou. And I do challenge them that if they think they are holier than any other Kenyan, then si wakufe basi waende binguni, because I know if you are holy, you'll go to heaven. Why can't they die and go to heaven? Waache kutusumbua hapa. There are some guys here, I don't know who've sent them, the Kenya Kwanza minions here telling us that askari wanafanya kazi yao. Hakuna kazi askari wanafanya hapo. Their work is to intimidate statesmen, and we are not going to allow that to happen in this wonderful country. Tell them out and tell them go and leave for us this country. The country can move on without Gachagua. And right now, when the CS Njuguna is telling you that the country is broke, you know very well the report is showing you how the Kenya Kwanza government spent millions after their self-declaration, and yet they're telling you that they are broke. Which kind of brokenness? Ata nani, they are broke, but they can have 200 million to give back to Gachagua, money that was stolen from the public coffers, and they're telling you they are broke. There's nothing like being broke. Currently, you are told that even title deed, ya jail, how do you call, is it jail ama ni jela, ya jela or jail or whatever, haionekani. Somebody is already planning kuiba shamba ya jela, so wafungwa wamekuwa squatters. Really? This is not a country that somebody should be proud of. But to get the pride of our country back, we need to act now. Bwana Okoth Otieno, karibu, na kama unaweza utoke nyuma ya curtain, manake hawa watu wanataka watazame yule mtu anayezungumza nao. Usikue kama Jalango anakuja pale kwa rally anasema jeshi ya baba, na saa hizo ashapokea simu. Karibu Bwana Okoth Otieno.
Asante sana bana Leo Nyabaya. Leo itabidi unisamehe nikuwe tu nyuma ya curtain. Lakini hapo kuanzia kesho nitakuwa najileta. Kwanza hao wananchi wote
Sawa, karibu proceed.
Waache zao. So leo nilikuwa nimelala tu hapa nikatizama Citizen, nikaona washamwendea Dr. George Matiangi. Na mimi kivyangu sioni ubaya. Kwa sababu Matiangi once said the police cannot arrest you for nothing. And therefore Matiangi should stop lying to people that his life is in danger. Yet he was the head of the police 2 months ago. Let him come out because the police cannot arrest you for nothing. Let him go and clear his name. Alafu pia nimesikia jamaa anatuambia hapo kwamba Matiangi atoke kesho akuwe process within 24 hours akuwe process within 24 hours apelekwe kortini. How many court orders zenye zilikuwa zinahusiana na Miguna ambazo zilimtaja Matiangi within 24 hours, 48, 72 hours, all those hours, na hakuwahi kuziheshimu? So tusio watu kwamba leo kiatu kiko kwa huyu kikiendea yule mwingine, sasa tunaona ubaya fulani. The same Matiangi arrested Cleophas Malala and 3 other senators at night. Nakumbuka Malala akitoa kichwa peke yake kwa fence, anatuambia eti hata stima na maji wamekata.
Bwana Okot, wacha niulize swali. Yes. There's a reason I wanted you to come out of curtain. You know, when somebody lies, we know you can't lie when you're looking at that straight. Wewe kwa sababu ulienda shule ukitembea mguu, huwa unaambia watoto wako watoe viatu warudi shule wakitembea mguu? Kwa sababu wewe pia ukienda shule ulikuwa unatembea mguu, watoto wako pia watoe viatu watembee mguu tupu?
Sasa hiyo inahusiana aje na
No, telling us that I don't know how many orders and Miguna and what and the orders. We are not talking of orders. We are talking of police harassing statesmen at night when they should be going to Marakwet and deal with the bandits there.
Leo, don't entertain.
To bring some history that are inconsequential with what we are speaking. We can't allow that.
Leo, don't entertain people propagating revenge as a way of dealing with the
exactly. So we cannot use this platform to justify revenge. You people claim to be serving God. You walk in these churches each and every Sunday. Do you go to church and preach and you come here to justify revenge? We can't allow that. It is ungodly. And we are not going to entertain anything that is ungodly. Kindly, Banokot, you are out of order. Let us move on to Mike.
We cannot allow people, and I'm saying this because I was next. Mtu anakuja hapa ati ni point ako nayo, ati nao ulipigwa nikupige, ati ulitolewa macho nitoe. I mean, eye for an eye. What is this? Matiangi made a mistake, and if he did a mistake, there is a procedure of how you can arrest him, and there is a procedure and rule of law. I mean, if he is being summoned, can he be summoned and go to the nearest police station tomorrow morning? Is he a flight risk? I love somebody comes here to tell us how, now that there is another government, we punish each and every person.
And they are the ones who told us that police will not be used to intimidate people. Does Kenya Kwanza speak from the right mouth and act with the left mouth?
We are not saying that anybody here is innocent. We are just saying the way they are doing things like stupid people should stop. Yeah? Mtu ameshika Biblia na book of Psalms here akituambia vile ameokoka, and is harassing people who have been there in the previous regime. Yeah? Kale, what I was to use a very bad word, because we are going to really have a profile some people here. Should I submit?
Yes, proceed and submit, then we go to Mike.
That guy has just irritated me because, I mean, when you are talking about state capture, and when you unafanya your state capture, Then what are you telling us? Because everything they were telling us they will not do is what they are doing. What kind of a country are we leading today? People are full of revenge and full of hate, and yet the government has done nothing on the people. This country is not going to be easy to live in the next few months if they continue like this. And sisi tunakufa huku na njaa na kiangazi imejaa kila mahali. The only time they only see it is to go for useless Thanksgiving and arresting people at night. Bandits are killing people in the northeastern. Yeah, but Saturday we are going to be having a very big Bible, faking it that we are Christians. Sisi tumeokoka. The traits and the nini of Moi, dictatorship. Hiyo maneno haiendi vizuri. And we are telling this government, yeah, I think people are very angry and hungry at the same time. Now, as they continue provoking us, we are getting to get out of those streets, and this country will be no more. What was cheza na hii nchi sasa?
And Secretary General, kwanza huyo jamaa and huyo boss.
Hello, umepotea mheshimiwa. So, what was cheza? The things Matiangi did in this country are much better than what we have seen Okina Mashogu and Kindiki do. Yeah, Kindiki is just wearing military attire here. Yeah? Knowing nothing. People are being killed every day and mugging is everywhere. They should concentrate on building the lives of the people. Kwa hivyo leo unapotea maybe umekuja kushikwa.
Ruto ni Mungu tu atamtoa. Ruto atatoa hapo na kifo. Ruto utatoa State House na kifo. Hata Jomo Kenyatta alikufia kwa
Secretary General, are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you, but you keep disappearing. You keep.
Okay. I'm stabilizing my network. I'll be okay shortly. And those ones who are commenting, continue commenting and kindly subscribe. You can also subscribe to be a member of Mutembei TV YouTube channel so that you can get some deserved rights. There are those people who you'll find that they're having some extra rights when it comes to commenting and getting notifications. So kindly do so that in case you find it challenging, like some people are finding it unable to comment, you will not be affected. So if you are able to subscribe, you can become a member at Mutembei TV YouTube channel. I'm working on that. So I was telling that guy to unblock the people he blocked. He even blocked me and blocked Mutembei and everyone on his account, and he wants to come and spread some lies here. We won't allow him.
So he leadership, my brother, with this kind of leadership that is depicted from some religion, should know it is a backward leadership. And we need a country that has progressive leaders. Because what we are seeing, for me, I thought it was a problem of Moi, but now seems it is a problem from a particular region, where people they believe that they can only lead by harassing people, killing people, and stealing. Hii ni uongozi aina gani? We are not going to allow that. People now should wake up and move. It is time now, Raila, to call us a 1 million march. Watafanya nini? This is the only time now. We have no other time. Yeah, the economy is broke because they have stolen everything within 4 months. They have stolen everything. Now it is time we also wake up. Otherwise tutakufia kwa manyumba. Kwa hivyo leo mimi ninapoona mtu hapa akuja ku advocate, unajua Miguna alishikwa sijui alifanya nini, saa tuue wengine. What kind of a argument is that? What kind of a government is that? We need a government that makes sense. And Raila Amolo Odinga should call us now. Twende huko, tukae huko kwa town, hata hakuna kitu tunafanya, hakuna kazi. Kuna kazi siku hizi, ni tupumzike huko na mastove, tukulange huko town until things will make sense. This time.
Pate opportunity.
Tugane inchi yetu kukue kama South Sudan. Ama ni aje tugane inchi? Kwa sababu hii jamaa ni kuharibu inchi yetu. You go back in Sudan, South Sudan way. We cannot live this kind of intimidation and blackmail. Ruto, how many people have you killed? You have killed Muzando. Na kuna mtu hata wewe we need to punish you because you have been killed many people and you have been just quiet. You need to look your own sin. You cannot finger fingers and you don't look at yourself. Shame on you. I feel more bitterness than you.
Ndio hali halisi, ndugu ya dada yangu Roda, wala usio na wasiwasi, kila kitu kitafika mwisho. Kuna refu lisiokuwa na mwisho, dada yangu, na kawaida Waswahili tunasema ngoma ya kulia haikai kupasuka. So acha tusubiri mamodereta watupe nafasi, lakini pewa kutulia, dada yangu Roda, usio na wasiwasi. Najua uchungu unaosikia ni sawia na sisi wa Kenya wengine huko, but we do believe in God, na Mungu hata tuacha tuaibike. Nabaya
msimamo kuna mtu amehepa, alikuwa azungumze lakini naona atarudi. Nimekuwa na shida kidogo, I'm sorting it out. So msimamo unaweza endelea kabla tuweze kusikiza. Naona Aluta continue alichaingia, Mohamed yuko Viva jaribu kuhakisha taa kidogo tuweze kuweka studio iwe na mwangaza, watu wasishindwe tunafanya vitu vya
Leo, ladies first bwana.
Ladies first, very good. Msimamo ni umeombwa.
Hatuwezi vunja protocol, but okay, sawa, fine. Ladies first, wacha nimpe nafasi.
Sawa.
Endelea dadangu hapo tukupate. Mimi wala sina pressure juu na mengi mazuri. So chukua hiyo nafasi, wala usio na wasiwasi, tuko pamoja. Proceed on.
Ni vile tu nataka kulala. Unajua huku kwetu ni nini? It's past midnight, you know. And I think nilikuja mbele yako msimamo, Ni sawa tu lakini habari zenu.
Haina shida. Endelea.
Habari zenu?
Mzuri sana,
salama. Leo, this our country is actually, the more rallies we have, the more things are getting worse. And so it's high time wananchi tumwambie baba what we want. Don't wait for baba to tell you what, because you know baba is a diplomat. He will have to go round and round and round, and the more we wait, the more these guys are pinning us down. We cannot allow such things to happen to our country on our watch, because the more time we waste, the more these people are rooting themselves and doing the evil that they are doing. For how long are we going to sit and watch the evil that is happening in our country? It's quite sickening to see that someone like Matiangi can be sent for the police at night, while he can just be summoned and then go there during the day. Isn't that violation of his rights? In this country, where this is the country where we've seen people are being arrested without being summoned. They started with the Korokosho MP. They just come and pick you. The other time it was Gaucho. Gaucho and Okanga has been singing in the Bunge la Wananchi that if you need us, just send us a text. You have our numbers. We'll go to where you direct us. I don't think Matiangi wouldn't have gone if they just summoned him. What is this nonsense that is happening in Kenya? It's quite sad. And then they see us to tell us that the country is broke, yet these people have spent 4 billion. It doesn't make sense. Yet there is the same government that wants Kenyans to contribute foodstuff and all the rest to be taken to Turkey. What kind of country are we living in? Does it mean that our people are well off while people are dying in Turkana? Don't we have people who are dying of hunger in Kenya? Why should we focus on other people from foreign countries and leave our people dying? Do you want Kenya to contribute? Yes, it's good to help, but why would you feed someone and leave your kid dying of hunger? What kind of example is that? And the more we wait, the more these people are intimidating us. They keep on poking our eyes each and every time. Each and every time they poke us. What do they think of us? The power is with the people. Can we speak as a people, tell Baba what we want? If it's State House, there are people who are ready to go to State House. Because dictators are made by people, and the more we let them do whatever they are doing, the more we are making them. This is the making of dictatorship. And if we let them go further, it will reach a point whereby it will be so difficult to get these people out. They shall have rooted themselves in that we'll have to struggle harder to get what rightfully belongs to us. Bernard, we deserve to be ruled by people who love us. These people who are in power doesn't love Kenya at all. They don't. We deserve to be ruled by people who have Kenya at heart. And the people who have Kenya at heart are the people we chose. Let's stop this thing, because it's sickening. It's quite sad. Our country can't be gone like that, and we're just watching. Thank you, Leo. I'll stop at that.
Thank you. Aluta continua. Kuna mtu hapa anatusumbua anaitwa Steven Limo. Hatutabembelezana na wewe. Kama unataka kukuja hapa na uongo, hatutakubali. Tarus, sijui ulinunua face reader, unasoma uso za watu na unasema hawa ni Wajaluo na hawa ni Waluya. Hiyo face reader yako weka tu kwa nyumba na ujiangalie mwenyewe. Hapa kuna Wakenya ambao wanazungumza mambo ya Kenya. Sasa wewe kama umeandaliwa akili na ukakubali kuwa Ruto ni rais na anaongoza vizuri, mtatafuta nchi yenu na huyo Ruto na kuongoze ama awaongoze na watu wenye akili kama yako, lakini sio hapa. Bwana Msimamo, karibu.
Asante sana ndugu yangu Leo. Vile vile mimi kama desturi yangu lazima niwasalimie ndugu zangu hapa. Dadangu Roda, kakangu hapa Mohamed, kuna brother mwingine hapa haonekani, mkuu wangu hapo Alex, alafu na ndugu yangu mkubwa hapo Lala, na wale wote ambao wako katika comment sections, niweze kuwapa salamu zangu. Kwa ufunguzi wangu, mimi kwa kweli nitasimama kama Mkenya na sitayumba na sitakuwa na msimamo miwili, bali nitasimamisha msimamo wangu kama jina langu lilivyo. Kwa hivyo yale tunayashuhudia ni tuliyatarajia, kwa sababu kuna tofauti ya kiongozi na mwanasiasa. Sasa tulie naye ni mwanasiasa wala si kiongozi, kwa sababu kiongozi ni yule ambaye anatatua shida za mwananchi wake. Kiongozi ni yule ambaye anakubali kushaurika. Kiongozi ni yule ambaye
msimamo ni kama tunakupoteza kwenye studio, au jaribu kujoin tena, wacha tupate kusikiza kwa Mohamed.
nipo.
Sawa, endelea.
But wacha nitoke alafu nitarudi. Nibadilishe mtandao hapa kidogo. Unaona? We are now back.
Bwana Mohamed, karibu. Tuendelee hivyo.
Nitarudi. Japo Mohamed amechukua nafasi yangu. I will rudi very soon. I will come back very soon.
Sawa, hamna shida. Nimejua ukifika tutakupanga vilivyo. Mohamed, unmute yourself. Sawa, zungumza sasa. Mohamed. Bwana Evangelist, link inafanya kazi. Hawa wote wamejoin na link. Pengine unaweza restart simu alafu ujaribu tena. The link is working. Just use the link and join. Bwana Evangelist, najua uko na neno. Mohamed pia amejiondoa, sijui leo shida ni nini, nani anafanya akiondoa. Nimeona ndugu yangu Lala anajaribu kuingia akitoka. Wacha nikupatie nafasi kabla tupate kusikiza kwa Alex.
Asanteni wenzangu. Nafurahi kuwaona siku hii. Nimesikia tu saa hizi, nimesikia nyinyi mkizungumza, na hata ndugu yangu moja amenisendia text what's going on at Matiangi's home, and that Baba is there, and there are number of police, around the home. Are you guys hearing anything of that kind? What's going on? That kind of intimidation? Can somebody share anything?
Yes, it is in the mainstream media. Though we can't play the videos from media like Citizen here, inaleta shida. So those who've seen it, or maybe somebody can share with you through the WhatsApp. Huh?
Okay. I would like to hear that. Otherwise, I think we are on the right track. I think I read someone sharing and trying to compare the U.S. Al Gore versus Bush, where the Supreme Court came in and stepped in, and Al Gore, stepped down or decided to let go, and then Bush became the president, and was trying to compare that to us, to Azimir. And I want to say that there is no similarities at all. The analogies they are far apart. Number one, the US, there was no criminality impact. There was nobody claimed that votes were stolen. In Kenya, it is the stealing of the vote. There are 8.1 million majority that voted for Baba. And so the two cannot be compared, because it's easy to kind of throw words out there. Secondly, I just want to emphasize this. Here in the US, we love guns. and to an extent where people don't like them because they have been hurting people. But if you go back to the history of gun, it's found in the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. It simply means that the Second Amendment addresses the issue of the government coming to take people's right away from them. And the right for anyone in a democratic system is that thing called the vote, okay, the ballot box, because that's where a normal mwananchi can participate in determining their own future. It is that vote that legitimizes a government. If it is stolen, that is the worst of the worst. You don't have any democracy at all, at all. So when we talk about corruption, the mother of all corruption is stealing of people's right to self-determination. And that's exactly what Kenya has done. If we let the system to continue, then we are saying goodbye to constitution, our hard-won constitution, because it's got no use. In other words, we are saying bye to election that is free and fair, that it won't happen again, because next person, how will you stop them from stealing? Okay. Third, if we don't step in now, then nobody else will, because the person who will come forth to try to put things straight will be viewed from a tribalistic mindset. And so this is Kenya's time, because there are voices across the tribes. All of us are together saying this is what we want for our nation. This is the Kenya we want. We want a country that is not tribalistic. We want leaders that unite people together. Can you imagine Ruto or somebody else who is not elected, who people not happy with, coming in to bring law and order or try to bring the constitution back? People will always be suspicious of such character. And so God has given us opportunity now, when the voices of Kenyans are saying no to the electoral theft, no to bad governance. This is not about Raila or about Ruto. This is about justice. It's about peace. It's about one nation. It's about one people. It's about a destiny for all of us. It's about uniting ourselves together. It's about selecting what we want as Kenyans. So let's forget about the truth. Let's just look at our constitution. What do we want? Do we want one nation, or we want a country ruled by other voices, other people from outside of us, including Venezuela? And so I think this is the right course. This is a just war. And from theological perspective, this is God's way of telling us that Kenya is on the right track. I want Kenya to come back on the right track. And so if you believe in justice, if you believe in truth, if you believe in one Kenya, if you believe in love for God and love for God's people, this is our time. And if we all act together, there's no need for a gun. There's no need for anything else, because truth will triumph. Love can triumph. Oneness can triumph. And all we are saying, we want one nation, a nation that the president can come from anywhere, can come from Iriama, can come from Luo, can come from Teso, from Luya, from Kisi, from any one of us can step out and be a leader. Not a country that always led by one group or the other. We want a voice of the people to be heard. And this is a chance for us. I do several things. I know how war can hurt people. I'm a critical incident debriefer. I send young men and women in the US to go to war. I'm probably the last person sometimes they talk to before they go, because I provide those services. I see mothers and fathers and telling bye-bye to their sons and daughters going to either Iraq or going to Afghanistan. You know, I gotta be there, see their faces. And Kenya is so precious for all of us, and we have to protect it. And this is a time when we can step out. Kenyans can step out and say no to criminal gangster leading us, no to injustice, no to tribalism, yes to the Constitution, yes to rule of law, yes to free and fair election process. That's what this is all about. It's about a destiny for all of us. All we've been doing is postponing our problems to the next generation, because if we don't do anything, I can promise you, after 2027, there may be no Kenya. With all these young men and women with no jobs, education, and the future is dark, okay? They have nothing to lose. This is a time that we have a hope to put something that we are all proud of, a hope for me even to visit my country and find young men and women working, having a hope. When I was growing up, if you go university, you know there's a job waiting for you. There's a future for you. Right now, there's no future. And those who are driving those big vehicles, you know, we know where they got their money. Sometimes I see them in Washington, D.C. and everywhere else, you know, living in those wonderful hotels. I know that's somebody else's money. That is the taxpayers' money. That is, they're doing this large life they're living, yet the common man is poor. I come and travel between Nairobi and Mombasa. As I travel in, I look through the window and you see homes, people living like birds, living in huts. And this is after all many years of independence. Where is the money going to? Where are the imaginations? Where are the thinkers? Why can't we produce something that can help our people? I'm privileged to be here in the United States. I'm privileged to do the things that I do. I'm privileged to sit in Harvard Business School. I'm privileged in all that, you know, but not my people are not. People, you guys are not in Kenya. And so it is important for us to stand as women, stand as men, and I challenge the diaspora community, because sometimes we are on the periphery and we know how governments are run. We know the kind of system we have here. We are enjoying security, we are enjoying job, we are enjoying wonderful experience, you know, situation, you know, here. But back home, what's going on there? And sometimes I see some of those MPs, they don't know their responsibilities. An MP is supposed to be a lawmaker to help create an environment where business can thrive. They are not supposed to be going to the state house and doing all that stuff. They're going to learn what it is to be a member of parliament, to represent our people. And so it is important for us to stand on the right course and get our country back. I heard Sabina Chege claiming that Kenya is larger than all of us. Yes, it is larger than all of us, it's true. But corruption have killed nations. There's no peace where there's corruption. And so when you talk about larger than us, then we have to do the right things. We got to bring electoral justice. We got to clear the clogs that stop development. We got to be imaginative and create jobs for young men and women. We got to be inventors instead of always brokers. The money we see in Kenya is wrong money. You see, money is very interesting. You can invest it, come into Kenya, buy land, Divide it. A lot of people do that. Marry other people with this quick money. Divide it, sell it, make a huge price, and get the money out of the country. And then you see we have it. And so here we have Kenyans with this piece of real estate that they will do nothing with it because too expensive. You can't, develop it, and you're stuck with it. And somebody that's made money has got out of the country. We need long-term development. People that will come to work with us. I visit some of them, and they don't want to hear about Kenya anymore. They don't want, because it's corruption. And so even some of us who are trying our best to promote Kenya, we cannot, because they are not listening to us anymore because of corruption. And this is the difference between Kibaki won. Things were good when Kibaki won, and there was goodwill from all the business around the world. And that's why the country did very well in the short run, because a lot of this is perception. If you're perceived to be corrupt, nobody wants to deal with you. And if you get the money, you get a very high interest rate. And so those of you who think that this government will give you a job, they cannot. They will not. They don't have the capacity. They are dishonest. It's about, trading, brokers, just a brokerage. But there's nothing, those fundamental base that is holding that country to growth. All we are doing is just juggling back and robbing Paul to give Peter here and there. But there's nothing that is building the grassroots underneath all of us. And so you gotta decide. You gotta decide where you want your country to be. And for all of you who are ministers like myself, truth, God will judge you. God will judge you. If you go out to State House and collect money there, God will judge you. That money is meant for
Yes,
those
Brother
poor
Lala,
people out there. And
you
so
can
let
summarize.
us
You can summarize. We allow
stay
others also.
together,
Now, I want
work
people waiting
together,
for life.
and see what God can do and act together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Though it has been long, I know people are really bitter and are really hurting and will really want to lecture this government on the right way. So let us just mind our time, tufanye haraka haraka, alafu tukiwa na point zingine tuweke tukuje nazo baadaye. Karibu ndugu Ben, naona hata ukiwa usikii vizuri hii maneno ya Kenya, huwezi lala, usingizi hauji, unajaribu kulala lakini wapi? Awacha tukaribishe Bwana Boma, alikuwa hapa, alafu tuende kwa msimamo. Najua wakati wako ilikuwa hapa, ingawaje Bwana Boma amekuwa akikuja akijiondoa. Boma, karibu.
Asante na tumaini mnanisikia. Halo?
Unasikika?
Asante. Niko mahali busy kidogo, kwa hivyo nitatembea na si attract watu wengine kwa picha ambazo hazitakikani kuwa na kuwako. I want to say something, a little bit of what I said yesterday jioni. Nafikiri msimamo na Alex walikuwa hapa. Kuna kitu ambaye inatendeka, and I think we will be wise to catch on in terms of what these guys are doing. They are creating diversions. That's the bottom line. They are creating diversions, and whatever can grab the attention for the day, they will do it. It doesn't matter how bad it is. It doesn't matter how good it is. As long as they can grab the attention of the media and everybody else, they will be happy, because then it pushes one other day ambayo they are not being critically criticized or looked upon. Now, here's the beauty of that, though. I think those who are Christian, you can remember the story of Joseph. and how repeatedly he reminds his brothers that even though they meant everything that they did for evil, God turned it around and it came for good. So they are going to continue to do what they want to do. We have to tap into this and turn it to our advantage and say that, and electoral justice makes it another reason why they should not stay in power, because they think in their own way that as long as they are creating diversions, then no one is paying attention, or everybody is getting drawn away from what is important, which is electoral injustice. So I think the wisdom will be in us and people who support the movement to say that we have listed everything that this government is doing and it is wrong. So therefore, we go to the Mwananchi and say these are the things or the reasons why these people should not be in power. The other point I want to make is this, that the revolution, it has to get to that critical point whereby it's being pushed by Mwananchi. Baba, as good as he is, he can only push things up to a certain point. And as we have seen the development, there are people who have surrounded him. They have kind of hedged him in terms of he can see things, but his hands at some point are tied. And one case in point is the people that he got into handshake with. I don't know what is going on, but I can only speculate that there are people in there who are constantly whispering to him, saying we can only go this far. This may not be a good point. This may not be a good way to go. And one of those things I'm suspecting is consider the businesses, the people of the business, wale ambao wanafanya biashara, kwa sababu they will use that to say, Baba, we cannot have a revolution. We cannot walk to State House because think of what could happen. So as long as Baba is surrounded by those people, it's going to be tough. So what I'm suggesting is the revolution has to come from down. The people have to decide and say, Baba, you are either coming with us, or hata wewe, that tsunami is washing you and pushing you to where we want to go. That is the only way I see it working. We cannot sit here and say, let us wait on Baba, see what his next move is. See, because there are hindrances, there are roadblocks, there are people in there. We've seen it. From Kinanuru, they've told us. We've seen it. People have gone to State House. They are making deals and they are trying to discourage Baba, telling him, you see how this man has planned everything. If you try to do this, you may not succeed. So the people have to see through all this and say the revolution has to start with us. Those are the 2 points I'm going to make for now, so I can give other people a chance to speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Boma, for being brief and straight to the point. We have to own this movement. That is why I was telling people that we need not to be